Hey, money stackers. So if you are anything like me, your mind is constantly going with all of these dope, amazing ideas, right? And I'll be completely honest with you. This is huge as an entrepreneur, as a CEO, because I often work with a lot of teachers, a lot of people in the finance industry, a lot of accountants, even attorneys, and it is difficult for them to see out of the box. They have one way of doing things. So the fact that you have all of these passions and all of these ideas brimming, that you are the creative being that you are, this is a huge plus as an entrepreneur. So before we get into, actually, I'm not going to even go into like, should I niche or don't niche or anything like that. I'll do that in another video. I want us to begin thinking about niche a little bit differently because it's used interchangeably. You sometimes when people say niche, it's about your target market, like what industry are you in? Health and wellness, finance, education. So it may be something like that. And then it could be your target audience, or it could be women entrepreneurs. I do marketing for women entrepreneurs. I do social media marketing for women entrepreneurs, which is still pretty broad. Or it can be pretty specific. I do social media marketing for women entrepreneurs over 40 in the Broward County area. You see how specific that is? And so when you are a multi-passionate entrepreneur, that is like watching paint peel. Like the last thing you want to do is to focus on one thing, have one specific person. It's just like it feels limiting and it really feels like you're in a box. And so I don't want you to feel like that, especially when it's about your business, because that is like such a reflection of who you authentically are, what you're able to build and show up as in the marketplace. That is absolutely huge. So I want you to find comfort in it and integrate all of your passions as well. So instead of thinking about niching you, I would love for you to just show up in the marketplace authentically as you are and really think about who you want to be inside of your community. What do they look like? Are they all around the same age? Do they have the same interests? Do they have the same needs, the desires, the aspirations? Think about that instead. So instead of thinking about niche, and going down 3 levels and all of this other advice out there, just think about the type of community that you want to build and then be authentically you. Because chances are, if you are authentically you, you're going to attract people who are going to come to you just because they like you. I can't tell you how many times I started off in person, I still am in personal finance. People have come on to my trainings, inside of my workshops. They already have a house, they already have great credit. They've already are profitable in their business on the business side of things, and she stacks money. And they just come out to hang out. And so you want to show up as authentically you, the multi-passionate person that you are, and build a community of people who are your fans. And then when you think about niching, when you actually think about niching, don't think about niching you. Think about niching your offer, because your offer does have to be specific. And so you'll find that when you create your first product, your first service, or what have you, this has to be something that speaks to a certain segment of your community. So when I would say, if you are looking to fix your credit so that you can buy your first home, you see how I said that? That's for them out of that market. When I say, are you looking to turn your passions into profits in your own side business? Boom. All the people who are happy in their job about to retire, they're not studying that. But the people who are like, A, I need some more money. B, I have a lot of passions that I would love to monetize. C, I would love a side business and eventually fire that and be my main business. That's going to attract them to the specific offer. So you want to be specific and niche with your offer, but you do not want to be specific and niche with yourself if that's not where you are right now. Because what that's going to do if you try to do it too fast, it's not going to feel authentic. It's going to feel confining, and it's going to feel, and you don't want that around your business. If that makes sense, definitely let me know in the comments. Overall, no matter what service or offer that you have, you want to make sure that it solves or aims to solve a specific problem that your community is having. How will you know what problem they're having? Survey them, ask them, how many times have you seen polls? How many times have you seen questions inside of groups that are not the owners of the groups? How many times have you seen surveys taken from an email list that you're particularly on? They're getting data so that they can create offers for the things that you need, you desire, you want. So you're going to do the exact same thing. But when you show up on social media, when you show up in your emails, you should be you. My email list does not always talk about on the business end on She Stacks Money and Six Figure CEO. I don't just talk about creating classes and niching and creating digital products and online courses and memberships and challenges. On the financial side, I'm not always talking about credit, buying a home, getting out of debt, etc. There's some personal touches for me. How was my weekend? How do we celebrate X, Y, and Z? Where do we go? Because those are things that I'm passionate about. Travel, food. And so I tend to attract a community who are into the same thing, okay? So one of the things that one of my community members mentioned is that she has so many offers that she's thinking about doing. It's one thing when you're multi-passionate and you have all these different beautiful facets that are part of your personality. And it's another when you try to make a gazillion and one offers, because then you're going to be all over the place. Initially, when you have this offer or service that you're starting with and you've niched that, you've taken a part of your audience, even if you're just building it and you're saying, I'm solving this right now, try to solve that well. Try to get whatever service or offer that you're starting out with and make that dope AF. It should be so good that you get raving fans, you get ambassadors, you get people vouching for you in your comments. This is the GOAT of X, Y, and Z. You should be so completely sold out with the dope product that when you move on, even if it's just another way of serving that same problem in a different way, the people who got your product or your service are going to be in your comments saying, get this, because she is the GOAT. She is the bomb. She is going to make sure that you got it together. They're going to be selling it to other people for you because you have built out a product and service that is so dope that they're going to be like, you're crazy not to work with her and to pick somebody else. Okay. And now let's go to your multiple passions. Now, I've mentioned when creating content, I've mentioned when speaking to your audience, how all of your different passions can shine through. What's actually one of the things that makes your brand and your business unique as well? And it's going to make you stand apart like anyone else. There is a not young, but a woman from Australia that I follow. And I mean, she is all over the place. She curses like a sailor, great in business, has built a huge profitable business, is authentically her, an introvert. She is all these things. And I love how she is unapologetically herself, no matter where she shows up. If somebody hires her for a speaking engagement, they know she has a potty mouth. They know she's going to be laughing and funny. They know she might veer off topic, but she's going to be dropping some gems that people are going to go away with and implement and grow their business. So that is what makes her brand unique. Your multiple passions or personalities, for me, that is what makes your business unique, right? That's your superpower. That's something that nobody else can duplicate. And so when you have people that may take your class and may duplicate your stuff, that has happened to me so many times. Like I help people now to create or take their expertise, talent, skills, and to create scalable, profitable digital products and courses, right? People take the stuff all the time. They end up on piracy sites, but one thing they aren't able to replicate is me, is them, because our dopeness is not duplicatable. And so just know that all of your passions, all of your ideas, all of your personalities, that is what makes you unique. And so if you're able to package all of that up and solve your clients' problems in such a unique way, encompassing all of your passions, you are going to be unstoppable. So instead of trying to get away from all of that and just be one thing and confine yourself and be in a box, if that feels icky for you right now, pause and think about, what problem do I want to solve right now? So you focus on the problem, create an offer for it, and then work on that and stick with it until you get something dope AF. Don't venture off. With multi-passionate people, we're the shiny object syndrome. And so we leave a whole bunch of stuff undone or unfinished. So I don't want you to do that. Promise me you'll stick with that one thing. I want you to put I promise in the comments. That you'll stick with that one thing and see it to fruition. And if you have like questions or anything on If it's going to be profitable or any ideas on it, I am all ears. Like, I love doing stuff like that. It's what I do for a living on this side of my business. I'm all ears for it because I want to make sure that you are solving your community, your audience's problems, and that you are on a profit at the same time. Building a magnetic brand. Let's talk about that. And this is where your brand literally is like a magnet attracting your ideal audience, your community, right? So that is everything in today's market, because today's market is loud with AI, social media, and all of that good stuff. It is loud. And so what I found is that people want to connect with people. There's a lot of faceless brands coming out that are doing well, but when it comes to like real challenges, people don't want to go to a faceless brand. They'd rather connect with you head on, right? So a strong personal brand is going to create that trust. It's going to create that approachability, that relatability. And so you want to be real and show up as your authentic self. That is what's going to create that magnetic brand. It's that authenticity, that transparency, that realness, your vibe. Okay, these are things that are going to have people stick around for the long haul. I've had people with me for as long as I've been in business, and that has been like 13, 14 years. Okay. And so I want you to put in the comments right now, I own my multiple passions with confidence. And don't shy away from that. I want you to conquer the overwhelm, amplify your strengths to make you uniquely you. And with so many ideas and the possible past that you have, I also don't want that to cause you to like freeze up. And I mentioned this early in the video. Clarity comes from action. Clarity comes from doing. And so it is your doing that brings the success, that brings even more confidence. So I want you to dive into your projects, experiment with your ideas, engage directly with your people, your tribe, your audience. Okay. For me, money stackers and my financial business is my prosperity partners and wealth creators, because that's where the clarity comes from. Okay. I like to give my projects the time that they need, that they deserve to foster and grow. I like to be committed to it because growth comes from commitment and consistency. Okay. So my money stackers, think about it. You can own your niche in solving specific problems while still embracing all of the beautiful, wonderful, broad spectrum ideas and being dynamic being that you are. This sets your brand apart because you're different. Okay, your brand is now flexible, resilient. It can evolve, and capture new opportunities now and in the future. So I would love to hear your comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. If you want me to do a video on any of your questions stemming from this, definitely let me know. This channel right here is a community. I want to help you with as much information as possible to grow, expand, and scale your business so that we can be on the beaches together. Okay, I told you I'm a travel girly, eating. I will see you in the next video.